So good morning, guys. Good morning. I hope you're all doing well. This is very fine. Tuesday morning. Welcome to this Outlook, where I get to look at the sentiments and insights that I have for the various pairs and instruments that I'm trading for this week. So this week, my major focus is on Euro USD, GBP USD. We have USDCHF. I'll also be talking about the indices. We have NASDAQ, US30. I'll also be talking about the UK100. I'm going to also mention about US oil and UK oil as well. So quite a number of instruments that I'll be looking out for this week. So as you can see from my screen here, this is the Chase Capital private Discord, whereby I get to share my setups and insights for everything that I am looking out for. So last week I had Euro JPY, NZD, USD. I usually share all these breakdowns right here on this private. This is a private forum. And also we do have the public blog. So the blog is public for everyone. You can see here even crypto. So we're looking at on crypto, we are measuring on BTC, Ethereum, XRP, and Solana. So I did the analysis here. I'm going to be also doing a recap of that and more of updates just to see how price has reacted to the various levels of interest, the kind of structure that the market has formed, the price movements, and what we anticipate now from today going forward. So remember, it's the first week of a new month. So the first week of November, we are approaching the close of the year. This is the second last month of the year, and also the second month of the last quarter of the year. So really looking out for a lot in this market. So I'm going to just start off with the currencies, then go on progressing onto the various instruments that I've just mentioned about. So starting off, I'm gonna look at Euro USD. So this is Euro USD right here. So as I have mentioned previously, okay. So as I have mentioned previously, this is on Euro USD. So price broke below this area of interest here. So there is this demand. This is the demand that I'm looking out for. There's this demand area here. This demand has been a key area of interest. Okay, this demand has been a very key area of interest, and now it has also been the origin of major price moves from here all the way to this supply, from here all the way to these highs, from here all the way to this supply, from here again all the way to these highs, and now from here all the way to this area here. Now we've seen price eventually break below this. Okay, we've seen price break below this, and now we formed a lower low within this area here. So what I'm looking out for, uh, so we've seen price break below this. This is the lower low that was formed. So confirming the potential, confirming the potential bearish sentiment. So what you're looking out for is a potential retest of this before now a continuation of the drop to the downside like that. Okay. Now remember, this is on the 4-hour time frame. We had the range forming. So this was a break below a retest, then a push to the downside all the way till this demand. Okay. So now this demand has been the origin of major moves till here. So if I even get, let's say we have zoom out like this, even to the very left, we have this. Okay, so this is what we have. This demand has been the origin of the rally all the way to this supply. We are from this demand again all the way to this supply. Then you have from what you're now looking out for, now that we are forming a new bearish range, a break below. You have this. So I'm anticipating is a retest before a potential continuation of the drop lower like that. Okay, so let's wait and see. Let's wait and see how price reacts to this. Okay. Let's wait and see how price reacts to this. Okay. So I'm closely monitoring to see. Probably let's see on the 1 hour time frame. On the 1 hour time frame, if price does not take out these highs, then this will be the key area of interest. Okay. If price does not take out these highs, because now price is forming a new area of interest here. If price does not take out these highs, so I'll be looking at If price does not take out these highs, then this will be the area we'll be looking out for potential for the potential sells from. So here I'm pushing all the way to the downside. So in case price fails to come to this and reacts from these areas again, okay, then we push to the downside. Okay, so we have that. Then we have that. Then let's have a look at GBP USD. Just a second. Let's see what you have on GBP USD. Mm, just a second. Mm, so GBP USD, this is what you have. So for GU, okay, for GU, this is what you've had. Okay, so this was also more like a similar scenario where you have a breakout retest continuation. So this was the breakout, the retest. This was a single candle retest. We have this. We have the breakout, single candle retest, continuation of the drop lower, retracement to these highs. Then we're seeing price keep pushing lower. And I'm looking at price coming all the way down to the next level of demand, which is the levels of 1.3730 areas. Okay. And this is based off the 4-hour time frame. So let's wait and see how price reacts to this. Okay. Let's wait and see how price reacts to this. And if you come to the daily, as well on the daily, you can see what you have. So still showing quite a lot of bearish sentiment. So let's wait and see. Let's wait and see how price reacts to this. Okay. Now this is on the daily. So quite bearish. This is the next area of interest, the level of 1.3780 and 1.3300 areas. Okay. So let's wait and see how price reacts to that. Then we have let's see. Let's have a look at NZD USD. So here is NZD USD. Price eventually has broken below this. Remember, we had some swing buys sometime, was it about like 2 weeks ago? And this was the target. The target was hit. Then now we saw price drop all the way down. Now we've seen a break below this demand. This is the lower low form. So what we'll be looking out for is a potential retest of this before now, a continuation of the drop lower. And if that is what happens, then I'm looking at this is on the 4-hour. Yeah, this is on the 4-hour. Let's see what the daily has. On the daily, this is what you have. So you have price a break below this, then a retest before, a continuation of the drop lower like that, coming back to 0.59, 0.55, 900 areas. So based off this demand. So from this demand all the way to this supply, and from this supply all the way down to now we see price break below this, then push all the way down to this area. Now remember, this is from a range perspective. So this is from remember, this is from a range perspective. So this is the major range, but within the major range you have several we have several minor ranges. Okay. So let's wait and see how price reacts to this. Okay. Let's wait and see how price reacts to this. Then we have this. This is NZD USD. Let's have a quick look at USDCHF. 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 There's USDCHF. So we've had a break above this area. Okay, we've had a break above this. So remember, the range has been from this supply all the way down to this demand. Okay, we had a push above, retest, then price pushed all the way to this supply. That range was filled. Then you have from this supply again all the way down to this demand and back to this supply. That range got filled. Now you're forming a new bullish. Now you're forming a new bullish range. And the next area of interest is we had now a break above, a retest. Before now, a continuation of the rally higher. And the next area of interest will be this high. That is the levels of 0.81600 areas. Okay, 0.81600 areas. So let's see how price reacts to this. Okay. 0.81600 areas is the next key. 0.81600 areas is the next key level of interest. Okay. So we have that. So that is on USDCHF. Then CAD, for USDCAD, USDCAD, we have this. So again, for this one, price has also been pushing higher. Quite bullish on this one. So I'm waiting for my levels to show up, and they're not showing up. Mhm. Mhm. But for this one, again, you can see price has been pushing to quite bullish, pushing to the upside. So we've seen price reacted from this structure here. There's this structure here. Don't know why price is not showing my levels of interest. Let me just. Let's see. Mhm. Looking for USDCD. Mhm. Here comes there. Yeah, this is what I was waiting for. So we have this. So price broke below this area, came to these structures here. Structure here, we have structure here. We also have structure within this area here like that, and also within this area here like this. So price came to react from this instead of from this area here, and now has been pushing to the upside very strongly. So I'm looking at price coming all the way to this next supply at 1.41 thousand areas, based off this being on the 4-hour time frame. If you check the daily, as well, the daily, this is on the daily, this is what we have. Like that. Okay. So I'm expecting a push all the way to this area, 41,000, or even all the way to 1.41 600 areas. Okay. Either 1.41,000 or 1.41, so let's say even 500 areas. Okay. So those are the key areas. Those are the key areas of interest. Uh, mm, hmm. So we have into 1.41. So let's say 1.41 500 areas. Okay. So 1.41 500 areas. Let's wait and see how price reacts to this. Okay. We're expecting to see price push to the, expecting to see price push to the upside on that. Then now let's have a quick look at US oil. I didn't think I talked about US oil today. So US oil, I'm quite bearish on this. So let's just have the chart load because I have my levels of interest. So that is what you have on US oil. So my working range has been from this supply all the way down to this demand and back to this supply. That range was filled. So price pushed to the downside, then retraced. Now you're seeing more momentum coming into the market. So I'm expecting to see a push to the downside all the way back to this area, the levels of 58. 57.88 or even 58 areas. So let's wait and see how price reacts to this. But so far, so good. I can see quite some momentum pushing into this. So for probably anyone holding this, just keep holding it. Wait for price to take out these lows, and we push all the way down to 58 areas. Okay. So let's wait and see how price reacts to this. Mm, then, so this is what you have. Expecting to see price, this work out this like this, then I push all the way down to all the way down to that. Okay. So because again this demand has been the origin of major price moves, like here and also here as well. So you're looking at price coming back to this for that range to be filled. Okay. So you have that. Then we have a look at UK oil. Uh, so for UK oil as well, this is what you have, looking at a potential bearish push to the downside. So this is what you have from this supply all the way down to this demand, and from this demand all the way to this supply. That range gets filled. Okay. Then now we saw price tap into this area, a strong push to the downside. This is a slight retracement. Okay. Then you anticipate more momentum, push price to the downside all the way to 60.30 areas, 60.37 areas. Okay. So 60.37 areas, let's wait and see. Let's wait and see how price reacts to this. Okay. So I'm closely closely observing to see how price reacts to this. Okay. So you have we have that. Then you have US oil, you have UK oil. Uh, then now you can have a look at NAS and US30. So here is Nasdaq. So Nasdaq again, I had the projections of 26,000. Price went all the way to 26,200. So now you're seeing price, because remember, anytime any market forms all-time highs, you're looking at a potential healthy correction before either a potential continuation of the prevailing trend or a potential shift in market structure. So in this scenario, I am looking at a potential. In this scenario, I'm looking at a potential. First of all, the new range now becomes, because this was the previous all-time high, 25,200, right? So price broke above, rallied all the way to all-time highs. Done this, then a push to the downside, all the way back to 25,200. Okay. So when price gets back here, now I'll be looking out for potential push to the upside like that. And now when it comes back to that, we'll look at either back to all-time highs of 26,200 or even break above and now form a break above and now price forms new all-time highs. Okay. So for this one, let's wait and see how price reacts to this again. But so far, that is what I'm looking out for. I remember I've been talking about this from Friday, after especially last week, because these all-time highs were formed last week. So I'm looking at price retracing back to 25,200. Then you see push to the upside. Okay. So let's wait and see how price reacts to this. Then lastly, you have US30. There you have US30 as well. Price tapped 48,000. I remember actually I had previously mentioned, if you watch the previous videos, I talked about 47,800 then. I mean 47,800 then, 48,000. So price tapped into that. So we are seeing a drop to the downside. So these was all-time highs. These was all-time highs. I'm looking at a push to the downside, back to these areas here, this structure. Okay, so you have from these demand all the way to these highs and back to this demand. Now this structure gets, I mean, this zone, once this range gets filled, I'm looking at a potential push to the upside like that. Okay, so let's wait and see how price reacts to this. Well, that is what I'm looking out for. A push to the downside till these areas 46,600, then a push to the upside. Okay. So we have that. Then this is Nasdaq US30. Lastly, let's look at the FTSE 100. So for the FTSE 100, this is what you have. You can see a very strong push to the downside. Price formed all-time highs at 9,770. So I'll be looking at a potential push to the downside all the way back to these areas of 95.49 or 95.50 areas, because now this was the previous all-time high and price broke above. We had something like this, then This was the range. So the range is from now, this demand all the way till these highs and back to this demand for that range to be filled. So we're looking at price coming back to this then, another bullish push. Now with the bullish push, we either see price coming back to 97.50 or we see price breaking above and now forming new all-time highs, okay? So let's wait and see how price reacts to this. Okay. So we have that. Let's closely observe and see. Let's closely observe and see how price reacts to these various setups that you're looking out for. Okay. So with that, guys, for probably the members of the community, I'm gonna share more like now the detailed breakdown, just like I do right here. I'm gonna share the detailed breakdown here on the Discord. Then we can be able to probably now know how you're going to take your positions, your stops, and have your targets and things like that. But generally talked about them, but now the breakdown is what I'm gonna do on Discord in just a bit. Okay. So with that, guys, with that, guys, I wish you all a very great day ahead. So cheers, everyone. Trade cautiously, stay blessed, and stay financially literate. Looking forward to seeing you on the next one. So cheers, everyone.